straightens out any kinks that might be.
There we have it.
It's cold. One rabbit. Well, as you can see, there are a lot of rabbits in this area, and they're not just making one solid lead, they're just kind of running everywhere, but they're feeding a lot nighttime out here. So about a week or so ago, I came over here and threw down some birch twigs, and I constructed a rabbit pound here. As you can see, I blocked off the openings around the edges there, but I left little areas like this for the rabbits to run in and out of. So now I'm going to put some snares in those openings and put some fresh birch twigs in there. Keep my snares in a little baggie here, and even in a little baggie I put some branches or birch bark or something like that, you know, because it kind of gets the scent of the birch on the snare itself, and try to at least reduce the human scent off of it. Sometimes I'll undo my snare like that. I'll take it and kind of rub it across a tree like this. That straightens out any kinks that might be in the wire, plus it also puts a little bit even more scent on the wire itself. And then I generally make the snare about this big. Doesn't have to be perfectly round, but you know, like I probably put my hand in there, you know, that size.
There we have it. Just one snare of probably 3 that'll go in this pound. You see here, I just cut this old branch down and put it across the top. But I'll leave enough room there. I don't want that to be down and make too small of an opening for the rabbit to go in there. I want it to feel like it's kind of free. Got free access to this area at the same time, barring off any other areas on left or right to make sure that they can't get in there. Now, as I just mentioned, I used a stick going across the top there. Over here, I'm just going to use this natural tree that's growing up here, so there'll be no cross stick, we'll say, to mount the snare on. I'll simply just mount it on this tree that's naturally growing there. 3 or 4 twists around the wire is enough. Might just put one stick right across the top, a small one, just so that the rabbit will have to keep his head down, kind of guide it into the snare. A couple little guide twigs on the side, again just to kind of steer them the last second. There you have it. It's the second snare in this pound. So I think I'm going to put one right over in that opening right here now. Alright, on the other side now, here's the opening. You see the rabbits have been already running in and out of here. Now I was proactive here and put this birch and made this pound beforehand, but of course you don't need to do it beforehand. You can just make it up on the scene of a place where there's many rabbits. Taking a closer look at this birch inside the pound that I had thrown in there, it's, all the twigs have been eaten off. Look, you see the marks there? The rabbits have been in there night after night now, eating all the twigs off. And I have some fresh stuff I'm going to put in there before I leave. A couple of guide sticks here. And maybe put a little thin one across the top again, just as a guide for his head to keep it down, you know. And there you have it. That's snare number 3 with this pound. So I think that's all I'm going to put in there for now. We got three snares. One in that opening over there. One in that opening over there. And one in this opening. So now I'm going to put some birch in the middle. I might also mention that all of these sticks here, I just cracked them off the trees that are around here, you know. All these little dry, dead twigs off the trees, take them and fill in little spots around, that's all. Okay, here's some birch twigs I collected earlier this morning off of some bigger trees. Now I'll just proceed to put them in there and stick them in far enough so that the rabbits, in order to access them, they have to go inside. You can't have any sticking out over the edge, of course, because they'll start eating that first. Just put all the birch inside here. There's little to no twigs outside of the boundaries of the pound. One other little trick I should mention here is that you keep the birch inside, but if you think that the rabbits, if you just set this, it's the first night or so, you want the rabbits to find the openings, take a little tiny twig of birch and lay it next to the opening where your snare is. And that way the rabbit will come around and hopefully sniff and probably eat that little bit of birch and want more and see the opening and go on inside. So we'll leave it for a night or two now and come back and see if the rabbits come back, and hopefully we'll have one or two. Here's another example of a rabbit pound. This one only has 2 snares into it, one over on that side, one on this side. Now these are pretty straightforward. You see I just got 2 sticks put crossed, horizontal, put my snares on those, and I just stuck some boughs on the 2 ends there. Not really any place for the rabbits to come in there, so these are quick and easy to build. The only thing is, where they're out in the open more, like there's not a canopy of trees here per se, they might not be as comfortable as trying to get in there, and on a really moonlit bright night, the moon will be, could be shining down here, and they may even see your snare. So it is generally not as effective in my opinion, but nevertheless it's quick and dirty, and it's just another example of a rabbit pound you can build. And of course I got the birch put in the middle here. Nice bit of fresh birch twigs there, so entice them inside hopefully. Well, I can tell by the way Willow is acting. There should be a rabbit there somewhere. Yeah. One rabbit. There. And another one over there. But that snare in there is not touched. So, 2 rabbits came. At least 2 rabbits. Looks like they were hanging around here too, but anyway, we managed to snare a couple. So, as you can see, these pounds were quite effective. I don't think anything actually got in there because all the birch twigs still look really, they're in order. You know, they haven't been eaten, so one stick's knocked down over there. But other than that, now it's pretty good. So, okay, we'll set these snares back up again and hopefully catch some more if there's more around. That one set back up. Now I'll set up the other one. So let's put a new snare on there, and if you notice that your slip is gone, it's gone out of shape there. You can, instead of taking it off and rubbing against the tree, you can always just, take your slip like this and use a stick here, like that. And you'll notice it takes all the kinks out of your snare again. It also puts that tree scent back on there. And there we go. Good to go again. Another thing I should mention, I guess, is that I put the twisted part of this eyelet there always on the bottom. Don't put it up top. You want it down the bottom because you want the slip to be able to come to as easy as possible. This is the second pound I set, and looks like we're very lucky, very fortunate. We got 2. This is the pound that had 2 snares into it. I saw a nice few rabbit tracks around the area, so I knew they were active last night, and yeah, that doesn't happen every time. You're lucky if you get one, but at least holds them down. I guess this is the first time that I've checked it, so the rabbits are plentiful here. So yeah, we got 2. That's a good thing. A little bit of birch eating on that side, but not a lot. So we'll just maintain what birch is there, and we'll reset the snares now. All set up again. So as I said, the pounds work pretty good. A lot of rabbits just kind of running around aimlessly. It puts some focus into their direction. They go to your snares. Anyway, folks, it's a beautiful day here in the big land, cold and crisp, but always great to be out in the woods and snare a few rabbits. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video. Take care.